regular, but before we do that, we're going to get into the new Freddy update. Obviously, it's not out yet, so this is going to be normal, right? It's going to be normal Freddy. I'm going to get back to what I was doing, though, because for some reason, my stream stopped. For no particular reason. I wanted to go through all of his add-ons have been reworked. Not just one add-on, every single add-on that Freddy has been reworked. His base kit got reworked. His perks got reworked. Let's start with the rake. So, like I said, the rake replaces dream snares with dream pallets, grants 7 dream tokens. On the PTB and what's going to be the new thing, the garden rake is actually going to increase the size of your dream snare by 10%. Now, your dream snares are now projectiles, okay? So right now they're not. You just put them on the ground, right? But in the new update, when you're chasing somebody, you can launch a dream snare as a projectile at somebody, and it travels 18 meters. So it's not a long distance projectile, but it's a projectile, and when it hits them, it hinders them for 12%, which means their movement speed is decreased by 12%, which means you'll easily catch them. Usually. Not saying you're going to guarantee you're going to get them. Now, moving on to the next one, the wool shirt. It says increases healing or repair skill check penalties by 4%. The new wool shirt, not the same. The new wool shirt decreases the dream pallet rupture delay by 10%. Oh, I forgot to say, in your base kit, you now have dream pallets in the new one. And when you put them down, you can do one of two things. They both result in the same thing happening. So you can make the pallets explode, the dream pallets, you can make them explode and injure survivors. So if somebody's run into a dream pallet, they're like, oh, there's a pallet here, and they see it. You can make the dream pallet, you can make it explode. And it injures them. It also does other things too when it hits them as well. It adds a 60-second thing to their timer. Their sleep timer gets extended by 60 seconds, which is crazy. The next one up is the kids drawing. Okay, decreases the speed penalty inflicted by dream snares to 5%, and then it says it grants 200. That's not what it's going to do. Okay. Okay, so the new kids drawing is going to be increases the amount of sleep gained from dream abilities by 10%. So you'll effectively be able to put people to sleep quicker. What was the next one? The sheep's block. Triggering dream snares or dream pallets inflicts blindness for 60 seconds. Totally reworked. Not even the same. Increases the alarm clock cooldown by 10%. That's what it does now. Like, that's what it's going to do when it comes out. Instead of what it does here, it's going to be doing that instead. So, that's kind of cool. Outdoor rope. Where is that? Outdoor rope. Okay. So the sounds of generator repairs can be heard from 8 meters further away. Okay, that's cool. But in the new one, outdoor rope is going to do something different. It increases your dream snare's travel speed by 15%. Remember, I told you that your dream snares no longer are on the ground. Okay, you launch them as projectiles, and if they hit a survivor, they hinder them by 12%. Which means you'll easily be able to catch them, and it'll slow them down so much that you'll be able to overcome them quick. I did it last night. I didn't stream it, unfortunately, because I wanted to try it that bad. But I loved it. I was like, wow, Freddy is becoming super powerful. Not even done yet. There's this patch that's coming out is all about Freddy. Like, that's how big it is. Like, I haven't even touched on the rest. That's just some of the stuff. Now, the next thing, where's that rope that I was just talking about? So it increases your travel speed by 15% for your snares. green dress used to be, yeah, the green dress was interesting. So this is the green dress, or that's the blue dress. Where's the green one? The green one's here. So again, increases healing and repair skill check penalties by 4%. That's when they're in the dream world. Failing a healer reveals the survivor's location for 3 seconds. Not even the same. Completely changed. The green dress now in the new thing is going to increase the time it takes for survivors to perform the wake up action by 2 seconds. That's what it's going to change to instead of this. Nancy's sketch. Nancy's sketch. It says decreases dream projection cooldown by 2% for each survivor in the dream world. But that's not going to be what it is. Now, remember I told you when the survivors use a an alarm clock, they get a 30% immunity, right, for their sleep timer, which means their timer is not going to start for long. Like it'll take 30% longer for it to start again, and they get immunity. They get immunity for it. Okay, that's Nancy's sketch is changing. Okay, so decreases dream projection by cooldown by 2% for each survivor in the dream world. Nancy's sketch's new thing is going to be decreases the sleep immunity by 20% after a survivor uses an alarm clock. So instead of getting their 30% immunity when they do their alarm clock, it'll be 10%. Because they'll lose 20%. The unicorn block. Where's the unicorn block? The unicorn block. Trigger and dream snares inflicts the blindness for 90 seconds. That's completely changed. The unicorn block now will increase the dream palette rupture range by 1 meter. So the range, so in the new one, if I have to say this again, just in case somebody's new, in the new update, Freddy has snares and dream palettes at his disposal. He can switch between both, and you can rupture them and make them explode and injure survivors if they're near it. It's good for it's kind of an anti-looping mechanism. So one of two things happens. There's two ways the survivors can get injured. They can either put the pallet down themselves, like slam it down, but it'll explode if they slam it down and it will injure them. Or you can rupture it before they get to it and it'll injure them that way as well. It does other things to them as well when they get that, when it explodes. Yeah, so when it injures them, it also adds 60 seconds to their sleep timer when they get hit by an exploding pallet. It's not a pallet, it's a dream pallet that you place. So what was I talking about? I was talking about the unicorn block. So that's what this does now. And in the new one, the unicorn block will increase the range of the rupture by 1 meter. So the range it is in the current PTB, it's a 3 meter range where it explodes. That's how much it can reach you when it explodes. If you put the unicorn block on, you'll turn it into 4 meters instead of 3. So anybody that comes within 4 meters of that pallet, and if you make it explode, it will injure them. Vice versa, if they slam it down, they're going to get injured as well. So, and they're going to have 60 seconds on their timer, increased on their timer. So that's pretty powerful, actually. The blue dress. The blue dress, again, it comes with a skill check penalty thing, and it reveals them for 4 seconds. Completely changed. Not the same. Not even close. The new blue dress is going to... so your dream, like I told you, that your dream snares are projectiles in the new one, right? But if you put the blue dress on in the new one, they will stop moving. Instead, they won't be projectiles anymore. They'll have a lifetime of 8 seconds, so it means they'll go away. And only one of those can be placed on the ground at once, at any time. So, kind of a not. You're probably not going to want to use that one. I mean, in certain situations, it'll probably work. Nancy's Masterpiece decreases dream projection cooldown by 3% for each survivor in the dream world. The new Nancy's Masterpiece will decrease dream projections cooldown by 10% after hitting a survivor with a dream ability, aka a dream snare. Snare. Jump rope. The sounds of their grunts of pain are 50% louder, completely changed. Increases the hindered penalty duration when a survivor is caught by a dream snare by 1 second. That's what it's going to do in the new one. Completely different than this. Paint thinner. It says replaces dream snares with dream palettes, grants 7 tokens. Have their auras revealed for 6 seconds if they trigger it. But the new paint thinner is going to be when a survivor drops a dream palette, reveal them with Killer Instinct for 6 seconds. Unlocks the ability to use dream projection on the survivor while they are revealed. The dream projection charges 100% faster. So it's actually pretty nasty. Like, very nasty. The Z block. After dream projection, survivors within 16 meters of the generator are revealed with Killer Instinct for 6 seconds. And in the new one, the Z block is going to be survivors hit by a dream snare or dream pallet rupture are revealed for 3 seconds. That's it. Class photo. What does it do here? Channeling dream projection can no longer be cancelled. All generators will spew blood while the nightmare channels dream projection. The nightmare's projection will not appear when using dream projection. The new class photo in the new one. Survivors in the dream world are revealed with Killer Instinct while opening exit gates, and it grants the ability to use dream projection on exit gates. There's something completely different than what it says. Okay. Pill bottle. Pill bottle in this one, survivors will see the nightmare intermittently at a reduced distance of 12 meters to 24. Nightmare is invisible to survivors beyond 24 meters. The nightmare is invisible to awake survivors while carrying a survivor. What does it do in the new one? In the new one, it says each time a survivor wakes up, they fall asleep 10% faster, up to a maximum of 50%. Red paintbrush. What does that do now? All survivors start the trial in the dream world. Failed skill checks do not wake up survivors in the dream world. Well, in the new one, it says reveals the auras of survivors in the dream world when they are further than 32 meters away. Increases each survivor's sleep meter by 50%. Well, that's pretty crazy. The black box. It really hasn't changed. They've made some changes to the description. It just basically tells you that for people that are asleep. And then that's all of his perks. Or sorry, that's all of his add-ons that I just went through. Okay. So all of his things, all of these are different. All of these are way different. He's very powerful in the new one. All of these are different. So his base kit is like this, right? But it's different now. This is because I'm not playing on the PTB right now. So this is his normal stuff that we see now. In the new one, let me explain something on this base kit first of all, because there's an add-on that's really cool. Or sorry, no, it's a part of his base kit, isn't it? Let me look. His base kit is... Where's his base kit? Ah, yes. This has to do with yes, so it's a part of his base kit. So, what they've done to Freddy is they did completely rework him. And it's really... he's fucking nasty now. He's not right now. I mean, he's pretty good now, but just think of him as a way more powerful killer now. He's not going to be one of those low-tier killers. He's going to be one of the high-tier killers. So his base kit, as you can see, second paragraph down, we'll just go right near the bottom where it says alarm clocks provide survivors with immunity to sleep for 30 seconds. They added something to that, though. Something that I've always wished they would do. And they finally did it. So when a survivor, it doesn't matter who it is, when a survivor, any survivor, uses an alarm clock in the dream world or whatever, just wake themselves up, they'll get their 30% immunity to sleep. Yeah, probably. So, oh, he's very powerful. I was fucking owning people with him. Like, bad. So, anyways, they get immunity to sleep for 30 seconds. Okay? In his new base kit, let me see. Where was that? I was reading. Yeah, so his alarm clock, they still get the 30-second immunity to sleep. But they've added a global cooldown for the alarm clock, which means if, let's say I was playing with 3 other people, right? And we were all in the dream world, and I ran over to the alarm clock and I used it and woke myself up. Okay? That means my friends, they can't wake up for 45, they can't even begin to start to wake up for 45 seconds. Because it goes on a global cooldown, which means nobody can use an alarm clock after one person uses it for 45 seconds. So you can see how powerful that's going to be. Alright? Now, in his add-ons, yeah, exactly. Because like when I play with Freddy, people would just use the alarm clocks, right? Like non-stop. They'd just keep waking up. It was so fucking stupid. It used to piss me off because it was like, what's the point of having the dream world if every survivor can just use an alarm, just go to a different alarm clock and wake up, right? They need to have, and I remember bitching about this in one of my streams saying they need to have a fucking way where some sort of, you know what I mean? There was some sort of cooldown that would stop other survivors from waking up, and they'd have to wait. And here we go, 45-second global cooldown. So nobody else can use the alarm clock for 45 seconds. That's great. Every single one of his add-ons have been changed, and they're nasty. So, you know how Freddy can put dream snares down? So, on the PTB, his dream snares become projectiles, which you can launch at people. And when you hit them, it hinders them by 12%. Which means if they're going into a speed burst, like, you know, those people that have that ability where they go into speed burst, if you hit them with a projectile, you will hinder them for 12%, which means they're going to get fucking slowed down severely. So, that's what I'm saying. Freddy is going to become a very powerful killer. Way more than he was now. Also, I don't know if you're familiar with the Houndmaster, but the Houndmaster can switch between search mode and chase mode. Freddy now has dream pallets as a part of his kit. So now he can switch between snares and dream pallets. Okay? And when he puts a dream pallet down, this is something new that they added. Okay, I fucking don't like that guy. Don't ask me why, I just don't know what it is. Okay, so when you put these dream pallets down, you can do one of two things, right? You can do one of two things. You can let the survivor be stupid and slam it down, or you can make it explode. Okay, so you can rupture it. As they're getting near the pallet, you can make it rupture and explode and injure them, right? Because if it explodes, it injures them if they're near it. It also adds 60 seconds to their sleep timer if they get hit by the exploding. Oh yeah, I know. I'm a killer. So if you want advice about killer shit, come to me. I've got lots of experience. Maybe not some as these, not as much as the other ones. Anyways, so you can do that, or you can let the survivor be stupid and slam the pallet down. When they slam the pallet down, it explodes and it injures them anyways. Right? When you put the fake pallet down, it'll explode. If it hits you, it will stun you, but it will explode and injure them and add 60 seconds to their sleep timer. It does other things too, depending on your add-ons. So he's got two options. He can use the projectile snares, or he can put his little dream pallets down in certain locations and hope that survivors are dumb enough, and trust me, they probably will be. There's add-ons that he can put on that will further make things better. So the rupture radius is 3 meters. There's an add-on that you can put on that will extend it to 4 meters when it explodes. And you can also speed up the explosion so it's quicker. So it explodes quicker. All of his add-ons are completely different. But for the good. They're way better. Oh, and Remember Me. Let's go to that one. So the first perk that they did them all, but the first perk I'm going to talk about is Remember Me. Remember Me, if you got 4 tokens, would increase the time that it took to open the gates by 24 seconds total if you had 4 tokens. They've increased that to 30 seconds if you have 4 tokens. I think it's 5 tokens now. 30 seconds. So now it's going to take an additional 6 seconds to open them if you have the right amount of tokens. They're not going to like that, put it that way. It's really going to piss them off. And then the next add-on, his Fire Up add-on. It says for each generator completed, you gain a 4, 5, 6% stackable, 4, 5, or 6% stackable speed bonus to picking up, dropping, vaulting, damaging generators, breaking pallets, walls. It used to be 3, 3.5, and 4%. Okay, so now it's up to 6% instead of 4. Okay, Remember Me. I just talked about that. The exit gates get up to 30 seconds now instead of 24. Beast of Prey. When you gain Bloodlust for the first time, you gain Undetectable for 20 seconds. That's something that they just added that was brand new. You gain 30, 40, or 50% more blood points for actions in the Hunter category. They removed that. So instead, now he goes undetectable for 20 seconds. If it's purple. If Beast of Prey is purple. After you get Bloodlust. So his 3 perks have been done. Now, here is what they did for survivors. Vigil. Affects survivors within 16 meters was 8. Recover from blindness, broken, exhausted, exposed, hemorrhage, hindered, mangled, oblivious. Up to 40% faster. It used to be 30. Wake Up. If Wake Up is purple, they've really increased its speed. So it used to be 25% if you had Wake Up as purple. Wake Up is now 50%. Okay, 50%. Do you know how fast people are going to fucking open exit gates now if they have Wake Up? Oh yeah. They're going to open them quick. Okay, and as far as Deep Wound goes, Deep Wound is they didn't nerf Deep Wound. They did some visual updates for it. So there's going to be a progress meter for it. Okay, so it says that this is some of the other stuff that they've done as well, not just Freddy, but a lot of this update has to do with Freddy. Fucking massive. They redid all of his shit. His base kit changed. All of his perks have been juiced up. All of his add-ons have been completely reworked. Like every one of his add-ons are different. They've done all of them. Like this is a complete rework. This isn't just like an update. Like everybody thought it was going to be a small update. It's a very large update. Like everything about him has changed. I think he sort of looked a little bit different too. Like it could just be the graphics, but so they did that with Deep Wound. They have a progress meter now to make it more like you can see what's going on now. They modified the map. Let me say this properly. They modified the map repeat prevention system to be based on realms. Hooking a survivor no longer uses a progress meter. Hooking a survivor. Can I say that again? Hooking a survivor no longer has a progress meter. In case anybody didn't hear that. That's right, they changed something with hooking. Okay. So I wonder if this is still a thing. If there's not a progress meter anymore for getting hooked, does that mean that there's no more anti-camping thing? Like I'm just wondering here, or is that still there? Okay, let me see if I can read on and see if I did see anything different. It says Deathslinger's reload no longer uses a progress bar. Cinnabite's teleport no longer uses a progress bar. Smoke effects added to the change for la la la. That's nothing major. The color of generators has been fixed as well, so you don't get confused. If you're using certain add-ons, it would confuse you. Let me see what I like. The color of a completed generator was updated to better different la la la. From yellow highlighted generators, so it'll be like it's like a darker one, so you'll know the difference. You'll know the difference between completed generators and not completed generators, because there's some add-ons that will look the same. It used to be the same color, so you'd be like, oh, they're at that, they got to be at that generator, and then it would be a completed generator. Like if you had a certain add-on, like for example, I use Call of Brine, so when I hit a generator, it goes yellow, right? And if they complete a generator, it goes yellow, right? So it was confusing because I would go to the wrong generator because I was like, oh, they're there, right? Because I wasn't paying attention and I saw the wrong one. So they fixed the color so that you can tell the difference between ones that are completed and ones that are not, so that you don't get confused. It's like a darker color. It's like a dark yellow, so you'll know the difference. They should have just made it like blue or something, you know what I mean? Like completely different. So you would like, oh yeah, that's done. I would know that. I could see people still getting confused because it's still kind of a yellowish color. It's just darker. Everybody was scared of Deep Wound. They're like, oh, the survivors were getting excited when they heard Deep Wound changes. There's no changes. They're just, it doesn't use a progress meter anymore, and it's more clear as to what's going on. Which is good, because I was hoping they weren't going to nerf that, because I was like, why are they nerfing it? It doesn't need to be nerfed. There's nothing wrong with it. You can mend yourself. So I'm glad they fixed that shit. So now we're going to see, when you're chasing somebody, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I can see their fucking meter, right? I'll be able to see their meter and go, if I keep chasing this guy for like a little bit more, and he's not able to mend himself, he's going down. Right? Because that's what happens when somebody has Deep Wound. If they don't mend themselves, they will go into the dying state. The other thing that happens, and I forgot to mention this, if a survivor is in the dream world and you down them, they will wake up. If you down them, they wake up. They're still going to be in the down state. They'll just be awake, not sleeping. They won't be in the dream world anymore. That's kind of different. That might be a sort of a nerf. There is so much more fucking shit that they've done. They fixed a couple things that were causing bot survivors. You know how you remember when people would quit and a bot would take over their place? Well, do you ever realize how hard it was to sometimes catch those bots because they were so fast? And the reason why is because they were getting speed burst indefinitely. They fixed that problem now so that they won't get that speed burst indefinitely. I knew something wasn't fucking right. Remember when I said when I was chasing that bot that one time? And I was like, Jesus Christ, that bot's fast. Because they were getting an indefinite speed burst. I was right. I knew something wasn't right. They fixed it in the new one. So that shit won't be happening anymore. Which is good, because it was pissing me off. I kept saying this for a long time. I was like, why is that fucking, like, why is he so fast? There's no way, right? And everybody's like, oh, no, you know, he's probably using this or this or this. I'm like, no, you don't understand. When somebody uses a speed perk, they go into exhausted for so many seconds, right? It's usually about 30 seconds. Sometimes it's longer. It depends on what it is. They don't get to use their fucking ability again, okay? I'm not stupid. They have to, and when they're running, that timer doesn't count. It stops completely until they slow down or stop. So if somebody's exhausted and you're chasing the shit out of them, their exhaustion is going to continue to be there until they stop and get rid of it, or they slow down drastically and they walk. But if they're running, they're going to be indefinitely in exhausted mode, which means they can't use any exhausted things that would, if they're exhausted, like their speed burst, for example, they won't be able to use it again until that goes away. So when you see somebody that you're chasing that's exhausted, or supposed to be, and they get another speed burst and another speed burst, yeah, that's not right. Because you haven't stopped chasing them, so there's no way that they were able to activate that again. Because they have to get through that meter first. And like I said, when they're running, the meter stops. Until they slow down or stop. Obviously, if they stop completely, the meter will, go away quicker. And if they walk, it'll slow it down drastically. Or it'll speed it up, sorry. But not as much as if they were standing still. So, that's good. But there's a lot of things they did. They fixed an issue that caused multiple killer powers to miss if a survivor crouched. Okay. Is anybody hearing that one? Because that one's major. Yeah, they fixed an issue where people would duck and not get hit by things when they should. Yeah, they will get hit by them now. Take notes. Because you might be dead if you don't. I'm not trying to help you, trust me, I want to kill you. As a killer, I'm not trying to help you, I will kill you. I'm not a friendly killer. A lot of people mistake that when they play against me, right? They'll be like, oh, this is a friendly killer, right? Because I might not chase them right away. But no. Yeah, don't trust that. Because, yeah. Anyways. Fixed an issue that caused a trickster to throw a single blade during main event if the interaction to activate is held down. That's good. Houndmaster has a fucking shitload of fixes. Let's see what they fixed with the Houndmaster. Fixed an issue that caused the Houndmaster to be able to move survivors while holding the dog command input. Didn't know about that one. Fixed an issue that caused healthy exposed survivors not to have the healthy version of detected removed when downed. Fixed an issue that caused the dog to teleport and get stuck outside the exit. Yep, I've had that fucking problem happen. Fixed an issue that caused the dog not to affect survivors with hound sense when the survivor is in the search radius as the ability starts. Been there, done that too. Fixed an issue that caused the dog animation to break when grabbing a survivor as they bled out from deep wound. Fixed an issue that caused the detected killer effect not to be removed after the Mori. Fixed an issue that caused the chase command to be activated from a high ledge. Fixed an issue that caused the patrol ground targets to appear bigger than normal. I didn't know about that either. Holy shit. Fixed an issue that caused the dog to remain in the pet command animation when the Houndmaster is stunned. Fixed an issue that caused the survivor's camera to clip while crouching inside the dog. Fixed multiple instances where the dog could get stuck or not be able to pass through places where the killer could. Thank you very much, by the way. I fucking appreciate that fix. I've been pissed off about that one. That's why I haven't been using the Houndmaster. Glad they fixed that shit. So sick and tired of fucking chasing survivors with the dog and it gets stuck. Fixed multiple navigation issues with the dog. Thank you very much. Another one that I fucking appreciate. Hopefully it works and it doesn't shit. So many fucking things. This update is going to be so big. I don't even know the size of the update yet, but it's going to be a fucking large update when it comes out. There's so many things. Most of it's about Freddy. Like 90% of, no, I was sorry, 95% of it's about Freddy. Okay. The other is everything else. There's some sound issues and shit. But other than that, no. So the dream palettes and the snares are cool because they're used as the snares are used as projectiles now, which is cool. And they can travel up to 18 meters in front of you. So remember that, because you don't want to be thinking, hey, I can get you from way over there. Because if that's more than 18 meters, it's not going to get them. So don't just treat it as such. And it does not chase them. So if you launch it at somebody, it's not going to be like the night. It's not going to be like the Knight's Guards. It's not going to lock onto them like a homing missile. You have to actually aim it and hit them, right? You have to actually hit them with this projectile. So you got to be smart about it. Because survivors, they can't see it. They can't see you about to do it. But they're going to know that you can do that, so they're going to be probably, like, they're going to be zigzagging and shit, right? So, no, you just have to line it up. You have to try to predict where they're going to be when you launch it. I didn't have any problems with it. I mean, I might be good at aiming, too. But I didn't have any problems with it. But when it hits a survivor... Man, when it hits a survivor, does it ever hinder them? Like 12%. If it hits them, it's 12%. Like, that's a major slowdown. If somebody just activated their speed perk, it's gonna fucking cripple them. There's gonna be a lot of whining survivors. I'm gonna say this now. There's gonna be. From what I've played, he seems like he's really powerful, like really powerful now. So won't be surprised if survivors are a little pissy about that. And if you guys want, I can attempt to start streaming some gameplay from the new one. If you want, I can shut this down and restart the stream and attempt to use my PC to show you what Freddy can do now. Because this is just regular DBD. I'm not using the one. That's why I want to clarify that when I started this, is I was just chatting about this new update that I tried. So yeah, it's fun. He's really powerful compared to what he is now. Like, some people are going to say, oh, he's already powerful. But the problem is He's not as powerful right now as he should be. And when you play the PTB and you try Freddy, you're going to understand what I mean by that. He's a lot better than he is now, like a lot better. The dream snares are going to be annoying at first, but once you get the hang of how it works, basically you just have to aim and you have to predict where people are going to go, right? It's like the dog, right? The dog doesn't auto chase anybody. You've got to actually line up the dog to get them, right? Obviously the dog for the Houndmaster has a much bigger, range to get people. But just think of it this way: if you hit a survivor with a dream snare, it's major, right? It's major, and they will be hindered severely. 12% is major. I don't know if you ever used Michael Myers. He has one add-on. I don't know if they changed it. I think they did. Oh no, they didn't. They kept it there. They just added the amount of evil within you needed to have, or the evil you needed to do it. But I think it was Judas Tombstone for him. Here, let me show you. So Judas Tombstone used to be 200%. So it says increases the amount of evil required to reach evil within 3 from evil within 2 by 400%. It used to be 200%. And it says decreases movement speed by 9% while evil within 3 is active. Okay? 9% is a lot. And it does. You can see the difference with Michael Myers when you use this ability. If you're using this one with it, I used to use this one. Which would give me unlimited evil within 3 once I acquired it. Okay, and then you take 9% away. So what did I do? What did I do to counter this problem? Well, I wasn't using this, that's for sure. But so what I did when I was using this, the 9%. So what I would do is I would go, okay, so we need to bring something in here to counter that 9%. So I went through the abilities and I was like, wait a minute. Play with your food. What is play with your food? Oh, that's right. Right? Play with your food will kind of negate some of that percentage if you don't waste it. So I would throw this on, and I would let my obsession escape 3 times, and then I wouldn't attack. I would get my evil within 3 to unlimited, and then I would chase people and keep this and then because when you grab somebody and kill them, it doesn't use a token. It doesn't use a token. So you don't use your tokens when you grab somebody. As long as you don't swing at them and you just grab them, you won't use a token, so you'll maintain your 15% speed. So you'll negate that 9% that you lose, and you'll gain 6% increased speed by using this when you're using both reds. So that's what I used to do. Just as long as you don't swing at somebody instead of grabbing them and killing them, you'll be fine. The pig is the next one that I think that needs to be, like, her base kit is probably fine, but the traps that she puts on their head, I think they might need to make them a little bit more better than they are. The pig used to be pretty good. They fucking severely nerfed her though. Nobody uses her anymore. Well, I mean, I can't say nobody uses her anymore, but very few people use her now, right? When I play Survivor, I can tell you right offhand what I normally go against. I don't like using the pig because I can use her. I know how she works, but if you go against a really sweaty group of survivors, it's so annoying. But the most likely killers that I run into when I play Survivor is Ghostface, Michael Myers, Um, where is that other one? The Trickster, the Huntress. How many times do you think I go against the Knight? I've played a lot of games as Survivor, and I can tell you right offhand that I might have, yeah, I think maybe twice, maybe 3 times at the most ever went against the Knight. Wesker's been quite a bit, but like the Trickster, Ghostface, and Michael Myers are probably the most common ones that I run into. And sometimes the Doctor. Now that the Houndmaster's out, though, some people really like the Houndmaster, so I do too. She's pretty good. But her current issues with the dog, I'm waiting for them to fix it with this update. He's not bad, but I still think they could have done better with this guy. The Dark Lord, I think he could have been much better than what they made him. I think they kind of watered him down way too much. Vecna's already good. I've seen a P100 Vecna, oh my god. Again, if you know how to use these killers, they can be very devastating, no matter who it is. Even this guy right here. This guy is very underrated. The Singularity. Everybody's like, oh, you know, he's fucking easy. I'm like, he's easy to beat. I'm like, really? You haven't been against a good person then, that knows how to use this guy really well, because I have. And it's fucking annoying. He's tough to use, but once somebody masters him, oh my god, is he really so nasty. I went against a really sweaty person that was using the Singularity, and I'm telling you, I was getting so fucking mad. Oh, he was so annoying, because he would keep teleporting, right? And I was trying to get an EMP to get that shit off my back, and he would just keep teleporting to me, and it was so annoying. This is a very underrated killer as well. So what I like to do with this killer... Oh yeah? I've never done that one. I'd like to learn how to do that too, where you're right on top of them. I don't know how I every time I teleport to somebody, it's always like right behind, like it's quite a few feet away. But yeah, I've never seen anybody teleport on top. Actually, no, that's not true. There was one person that I went against that did that. Got to get the meter up. Ah. So this girl right here is very annoying. This one's very annoying. She if you spam the TVs right away, like if you're using this character and you spam going through each teleport, I've killed a team in I killed a team in 4 minutes flat. Completely killed a 4-stack with this character. Because what I did is I kept spamming to different locations with the TV, and I kept getting condemned stacks on people really quick, and then boom, I can kill that person. I go chase them. Because I can condemn everybody really quick, because the survivors were all fucking stupid and not turning the TVs off, so I kept spamming to different locations and stacking up on the condemned really quick, and boom, I killed them all. Like, literally back to back. Everybody's fucking killer instinct went off. And I was like, bang, you're dead. Bang, you're dead. Bang, you're dead. Last one, I fucking got the stacks back up on her and killed her. I shut the thing. Dead. About 4 minutes flat. It didn't take me very long. It was so quick. So she's very underrated. And so what happens is once you get 7 condemned stacks on people with her, once you down them, you can instantly kill them. It doesn't matter if they've been hooked once or not. As soon as they get 7 stacks of condemned, they're fucked. If they go down, they're fucked. She has like a mini Mori she does to them and kills them. And it's pretty quick. So if you get used to using her, she's super nasty. However, there's a flip side to this too. If you go against really smart survivors that know about this, like they know how to fight this character, it can be a pain in the ass, because they'll keep turning TVs off and just being just annoying. So, she's not super powerful. If anybody is not familiar with how she works with the TVs, you can easily destroy them. Oh, see, I had somebody do that to me when I was doing the nights. I don't know. It's like they're teabagging their friends, you know? It kind of reminds me of that. It's like you're teabagging your own friend and they're dying. And you're just like, hey, look at me. You know, like that person on TV when the commentator's trying to explain things and there's that one retard in the background that's going, giving the peace sign and shit. Like they want to be important and noticed. And it's like nobody cares. Sorry, that was a little blunt. But hey, that's me. I don't care. There's a bunch of killers in here that really could use an update. I mean, not to the point where they're fucking insanely good, but there is some killers that could use a bit of an update. Like, I think the Hag needs a little bit of an update. Not too much. She doesn't need to be OP or anything like that. But there's some things they need to fix, because they fucked her over when they did some of those things they did before. But he needs a Mori reboot. This guy right here, this guy is fine the way he is. He just needs a Mori update. His Mori needs to be less boring. This is the Wraith's fatality. Look at how boring this is. Watch this. This is the most boring kill in the game. Yeah. So that's a very boring kill, by the way. Like, even the even the nurse has a better kill than him. Watch this. Even the nurse has a better kill than this guy. She breaks his neck. Right there. She chokes him, then snaps. She chokes him and then snaps his neck. She chokes the fuck out of the survivor and then goes crunch. She breaks his neck. She just pushes it back, breaks it. Fatality. Oh, I like the plagues. It's gross, but it's funny because of what she does. It's because of what she does at the end. So she pukes in their face, but it's what she does afterwards that makes me laugh every time. She bitch slaps them. She bitch slaps them after she pukes in their face. There it is. That bitch slap gets me every time. I just like how she bitch slaps them to the ground. She's a very underrated killer as well. She's extremely deadly if you know how to use her, and I do know how to use her. So when I play as the Plague, I'm a bit of a dick when I use the Plague because I don't cleanse, or I don't take the corruption out of the pools. I just keep letting them cleanse, and it forces me into corruption eventually, but it makes all the other pools stay corrupted, so there's only one available that they can go to cleanse every time. So yeah, bit of a dick move, but then I know where they can go to cleanse, right? There's only one spot. And I just fucking stop them from going there, and then it's game over. So either they do generators and stay corrupted. Oh, and I forgot to tell you what I do while they're corrupted. I don't think I have it on right now. No, I don't. What I normally do is I usually run this, Black Incense. So every time they vomit, which is quite often, it will show me where they are. So if they can't cleanse, every time they puke, I'll know where they are, because it'll show me. It doesn't matter if they get, 45 fucking meters away from me. It doesn't matter. If they puke, which they will when they're infected, I'll know where they are. So what I was using there is I was using the green and the yellow version of this, which increases the effectiveness of the Vile Purge by 30%. Right? So the effectiveness of this was 30%. I was using the green one as well, which increases it by another 40%. So what this does is it makes it so that when you puke on somebody, their infection progresses much faster. So if you have it at 70%, which I usually run it at 70%, sometimes I like to have some fun and use this. Like I said, I use this sometimes. I normally run this with the other one, which is this one right here. And the effectiveness is now 70%, which means they're going to go red really fast when I puke on them. Which means once they go red, by the way, if I bitch slap them, they're going to go down in one hit. So that's what I mean. I speed up the progression of their infection, and they go red quick, and I just smack them once and they go down. And I don't cleanse the pools, so they can't, or sorry, I don't take the corruption out of the pools, so there's usually only one spot that they can go to. Which, yeah, is not good for them. Some people rage quit when they see that I'm using this one. This ability right here, there's a lot of survivors that hate this ability. When they see that a killer's using this, they usually rage quit. Because believe it or not, it looks like it's not that bad because it's only 2% of their speed. But if you start adding that up and you get 4 people injured, or even 3 people injured, it takes a while to do generators, especially if you have everybody injured, because it adds 12% to what's already going on. Right? So you get 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's like 20%. It turns into 20% if everybody's fucking injured. And that is major if they're trying to do a generator. It's going to be really... Even one survivor. I went against a killer that was using this, and I was using gen perks. And even one survivor gets injured. And it's brutal when you're trying to do a generator. And then once you see a second person get injured, you're like, uh-oh. Like, this is getting worse now. Like, it's getting slower. Everybody's like, I don't see too many of the skull merchant people when I play as a survivor. I really haven't seen much, especially since they sort of nerfed her thing. But I've used her, and I can tell you that even when they nerfed her, she's still pretty powerful. So they thought they nerfed her, but yeah, she's still pretty good. But nothing, my friend, nothing beats this girl's fatality. This is the best fatality in the game. Yeah, nothing beats that one. Well, I mean, there's other ones that are... Vecna has a cool one. He has a cool one. Chucky's pretty funny. I like Chucky's. Chucky's is pretty good. He says a different thing when he kills people. He usually says something different. And I think my favorite line from Chucky when he kills somebody is
this.
He'll when he jumps down and kicks them, he's like, "Don't fuck with the Chuck," or he'll say, "You fucked with the Chuck and died." He has two lines that I like when he kills somebody. This guy right here, I've seen some pretty good players with this one here too. I don't know. He's okay. So I'm not worried anymore that now that I know about Deep Wound, I'm not going to be too worried about they didn't nerf it, so they put a progress meter on it. Not a big deal. As far as nerfing it goes, no, they didn't. But you can't tell me. This is definitely somebody's favorite character, but man, this guy is ugly. Damn, look at that face. Imagine waking up to that. Nah. Imagine meeting that in the fucking alleyway. You thought Pennywise was bad. You know, the sad part about Pennywise is the guy that plays the part. His wife must be terrified of him. Because he can do the facial expression that Pennywise does, obviously, with the eyes and the lips. So if he wanted to fuck around with his wife, he could just do that and freak her out. That must be pretty scary. Obviously, he knows how to do the voice, too. Alright, which character am I going to use? I usually use the knight, because I like to stop people from leaving. So I put my gen perks on, I put my usual Lightborn on, but I put make your choice on instead. Because I like to fuck with people, so it's nice when you know, put a survivor on the hook and walk away and go, alright, I'm about 32 meters away, just waiting for somebody to save them off the hook, and the minute they do, I'm like, oh, there you are. Now you're exposed for 60 seconds. Let's go get them. But yeah, as far as Freddy goes, I can see a lot of people complaining when that comes out. Like, a lot of survivors are going to be fucking crying about that one. And there's going to be a lot of people using Freddy when that drops. What the? Okay. So I'm going to shut this stream down actually, and I'm gonna fire it back up, and I'm gonna get we're gonna check out some we're gonna check the new update out again. I've already played it, so I just want to show you guys. So just give me a second. I'll be right back. I just gotta switch over here. I gotta stop the stream first, though.